Welcome to Sprinkle with Hope podcast. This is your host, Jason, and today we're going to talk about the golden rule and what that is. And most of us, we should all know about the golden rule, but we're going to introduce that and kind of talk about it a little bit. And then Shane's got something exciting in store for you.
Yeah, like we just talked about learning and growing, we also want to step our game up and adopt the golden rule, but we're going to jump into something that we're going to call the platinum rule.
Welcome to the Sprinkled with Hope podcast.
This is Jason.
And this is Shane.
And it's podcast time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sprinkled with Hope podcast. This is Jason.
And this is Shane. And today we're going to be talking about the golden rule, but we're going to introduce something that I personally learned about a year ago, which is called the platinum rule. So most people know the golden rule is do unto others as you would have done to you. And we feel like that's kind of missing the boat. We want to step our game up a little bit. We're always wanting to learn and grow and help other people. So we're introducing the platinum rule to you today. And the golden rule is good, but like I had mentioned, we want to be better. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, which is the platinum rule.
Awesome. And we've thought long and hard about it, and we obviously, this is something we believe in, but kindness goes a long way. I think just being kind in general is just a great rule to live by. Whether we call it the golden rule or the platinum rule, I think either way, kindness just goes a long way, and something me and Shane think very deeply about. Also having empathy, which is one's ability to emotionally understand what others feel or see things from their point of view. If we can actually look at a particular situation or whatever from their shoes, I think that will help us to be at least more kind.
Yeah. So like I had mentioned, the golden rule is do unto others as you would have do unto you. And we've heard that a lot, and that is good. We're not saying that's not good. The platinum rule really stems around treat others the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated, but the way they want to be treated. This concept was actually introduced by Tony Alessandra in 1996, so quite a while ago, and I just found out about this last year. It was something that just hit me on social media, and I thought, is a great thing to talk about. So let me give you an example of the difference between a golden rule and the platinum rule. So let's imagine that we're talking about Jenny or John, and in the golden rule, Jenny or John, they need to be encouraged, right? So that's the golden rule. They need to be encouraged. In the platinum rule, we find out how Jenny and John would like to receive the encouragement. So instead of just encouraging them, we find out how they want to receive it. Do they want it verbally? Do they want it in a note? Do they want it publicly? Do they want it privately? You see the difference? It's not just that we encourage Jenny or that Jenny or John need to be encouraged. It's find out how they want to receive the encouragement. You can see the big difference in those two things. Is that right? A very, very big difference. So,
Absolutely. I love that, Shane. Thanks for sharing those ideas. And I think it goes along with one of the things I was thinking about, and that's the problem with the golden rule, is it makes an assumption that people want to be treated exactly the way you would like to be treated. And I'll tell you, I don't necessarily know if I would want to be treated the way somebody else treats themselves, just based on what I've seen, and so I agree with that. And it's making that assumption, and we shouldn't make assumptions about what people want. We should really get to know them. And the platinum rule really takes into account those feelings for others. what is it that you want, Shane? What is it that I want? What is it that this Jenny or John want? And you really focused in on what they really want and what they need.
Yeah, I think it goes down to finding out how people are and what they need. Like you had mentioned, we could make assumptions on everybody wants the same thing, and I don't think that's true. But it's how Jenny or how John want to receive this encouragement, and we really that comes down to relationships and really stepping out of ourselves and taking the time to find out how Jenny or how John or how Jason or how Shane want things. And so I think it's just, I think, again, the golden rule is good, but we feel like the platinum rule is really a step in the right direction and in stepping out of ourselves and helping others. In John C. Maxwell's book titled "Be a People Person: Effective Leadership Through Relationships," I found that he outlines it pretty simply. It's something that I can follow and something that I thought was really worth sharing. So let me share a few thoughts from his book. He outlines how simple it is to treat others well. I don't think anybody wants to be treated poorly, but it's how they want the encouragement or the praise or whatever we're talking about. He says you do the following. You want to encourage yourself, right? So who doesn't want to be encouraged? Anybody? I don't think there's anybody who doesn't want to be encouraged or who genuinely doesn't want that heartfelt encouragement. Everybody wants that. So he says, quote, "The happiest people are those who invested their time in others. The unhappiest people are those who wonder how the world is going to make them happy." So you see the differences when we step out of ourselves and we invest our time in others, we're going to become happy. We really are. I've seen that. I know Jason's seen that. Many people have seen that. When we focus on just us, we kind of lose a lot about even ourselves. So he mentions the unhappy people are those who wonder how the world is going to make us happy. And right now, we are strongly encouraging everybody to step out and invest our time in others, and we will be more happy. We want to be appreciated, right? We not only encouraged, we want to be appreciated. We want to be forgiven of things that we've done. Everybody's going to make mistakes. We're going to hold grudges. We're going to, just not forgive others, but we want to be forgiven. We want to listen or be listened to, and then be understood. And I think understood is probably one of the most important things. We all want to be understood, but how do we want to be understood? And I think each one of us is different. And with the platinum rule, which is treat others the way they want to be treated, we have to find out how others want to be understood, want to be listened to, want to be talked to, and all these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, I really like John C. Maxwell. I've read a couple of his books, and he's really amazing with the way that he puts things. He really just brings out the best. And I think that kind of goes along with, the next little things that I talk about, which is, we can build and achieve productive relationships with those around us. And I think that's really important as we work with others and help them to see their potential and to help bring out the best in them. As we focus on them, we can grow and strengthen ourselves and our relationships with others, and we can be productive. I mean, we spend how much of our lives around other people, whether that be at work or church or school or wherever those social settings are. We're constantly surrounded by people, and so if we're going to surround ourselves with people, let's be productive and uplifting with each other. Let's shift the focus from what I think people want and how they want to be treated to really knowing people and what they want. and then act accordingly. I think as we do that, we will see that even in ourselves, we will become better and we will become more productive as we step outside of ourselves and really get to know other people, what they want and what they need, really utilizing this platinum rule to its fullest, and quit thinking about me, I, think about them, and what is it that they want. And I think that's really where the focus needs to be, is not on ourselves. And I know that when I've helped other people really find out what it is that they want, you just get more happy. And I know Shane can attest to that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Whether we realize it or not, every one of us is always teaching people how we want to be treated. Think about it. If something happens negative and we don't act on that right away, then we're training or teaching the other people to treat us negatively. That was a hard word to say. But if something negative happens to us, then and we act on it right away, then we're teaching them or training them how we want to be treated. It's really that simple. If we repeatedly keep doing what we're doing, we are teaching people how we want to be treated every interaction, no matter. If you really think about it, that's really what's happening. So if we put a smile on our face, if we're showing others that we don't want negative in our lives and we want positive, then we're showing them that's what we want. We want to be happy, we want to be positive, want to be upbeat, and if you're going to come around me, then you can expect those things are going to happen. So just an interesting thought that I had.
Yeah, I like that. And it's interesting too, because how often are we sending signals out revealing what our personality and behavioral style is? And I think that kind of goes along with what Shane was saying is, the words we choose, our body language, how we dress, how we even walk. Uh, that's telling everybody else, what we want and what we're like. And so, as you see others, you're going to be, kind of wanting to be with them or near them because they got a great personality. They like to laugh, like me and Shane do, and it's contagious, and people want to be around that. And as they do, you see that put off a good aurora about yourself that they want to be near that or close to that.
Yeah. Well, so in studying about this, one thing that I came across that I thought was interesting that I learned. Again, I think you and I and everybody that's listening can learn every day if we choose to learn. We don't have to choose that, but if we want to choose to learn, then we certainly have opportunities abound. So one thing I found in looking at relationships between people, often people talk about being an extrovert or an introvert, and everyone knows those. One thing I didn't know about that I learned is something called ambivert, and that's really right in the middle. So you can, in certain situations, be an introvert. In certain situations, you can be an extrovert, and it really hit me because I kind of feel like that's me. That in certain social situations, I am an introvert. I just sit there. I'm happy and I'm content with that. And others, I'm saying no. I am the party. You guys are all going to join me. We're going to have fun. So it's not that I'm changing. It's just that I change in the situation, and I'm sure other people feel the same way. An extrovert certainly enjoys spending time with others. An introvert enjoys spending time alone, but an ambivert enjoys others but needs alone time sometimes. So it just depends on the situation. So the reason I bring this up is because in my mind, in order to step up to the platinum rule, which is treat others the way they want to be treated, we have to know how people are. We have to know what they enjoy, what they don't like, and those type of things. We have to know in certain situations how they act or how they want to be treated. So I just thought it was interesting to bring up just another point about learning and about relationships and how we have to figure out how people are and go from there to really go from the golden rule to the platinum rule.
I like that, and I appreciate the share because I love to learn new things, and that was a term I am unfamiliar with. I didn't even know it existed. So it's great to get to learn new things, and I always enjoy these conversations with Shane, and that in our research we are able to learn new things, and I love learning. We talked about that in our last episode, and we talked a lot about it. One of the things I was thinking about as well is positive relationships with others can make us more productive, more committed, and facilitate better teamwork. And I know, Shane, you and I, we've worked in different various teams of all different shapes and sizes. I mean, I was in the Army at one point, and so I've worked on various different projects. And as we create those positive relationships, you can see that it gets more productive. When you really are focusing on the people that are part of that team, you get more done. Everybody wants to work and get things accomplished. And man, it's amazing what you can accomplish. You know, we are inherently social animals. And historically, relationships with others are partly conducive to our survival. We really need to be around others and bring us from that golden rule to the platinum rule, helping others to accomplish what they want to and treat them the way that they want to be treated is such a different concept than just treat others the way I want to be treated. Because they may not, they may not want that, or they may not need that. So really stepping up the game and thinking about what others want is really that next level.
For sure. Now think about this. When we get into any social setting, think about, is our first response to speak or to listen? And I think that will tell a lot about you. In any situation, are you inclined to want to speak or to listen? And when I say listen, in my mind, I'm thinking really listen. And you're listening not with your ears. You're feeling what the person is saying instead of hearing what they're saying. Truly, in my mind, you have to really listen with intent to hear what they're saying. So are we really listening to people, or are we focused more on telling people this is what I think and this is what I want? Again, if we're going to step our game up and really go to the platinum rule, then in my mind, we have to listen and really listen with everything, and mostly not with our ears, but with everything else.
Absolutely. And I think it's along the lines of what you're saying. I think it's really listening with the heart, right?
Yeah.
And I think as we listen with our heart and really put in all of our effort with the heart, that's where love and kindness comes from. And as we're focused on others, we are building that love and kindness with each other. We're creating a better humanity. We are really focused on each other and building a community and where we can all enjoy and want to live. That's what I think we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So to reiterate, the golden rule everybody knows, do unto others as you would have do unto you, and we're suggesting a new rule, which is the platinum rule, and that is really treating others the way they want to be treated, finding out what they want, what they need, how they want to be encouraged, how they want to be, just everything. So really focusing on them and not just, well, this is how I want to be. I think it would be great if we all adopted this rule and helped each other out.
Absolutely. And always having hope, hoping that things will be better, that we will become more united as a front, right? And better teamwork, better everything, better family, better loved ones. That's our hope for you.
For sure.
This is Sprinkled with Hope. If you liked this episode, please share it with a friend.
If you like our podcast, please give us a review or rating.